If you're unhappy or you're stuck in a job you don't like and you're looking to make a change, what does it take to leave your 9 to 5 rat race, work for yourself, set your own schedule, and eventually achieve financial freedom? In this video, I'll discuss what I believe are the 6 essential steps for anyone trying to achieve that goal. But first, my name is Crescent, and on my channel I share tips and strategy videos, just like this one, on how you can create a successful Amazon FBA private label business. So if you enjoy videos like this, consider subscribing. All right, let's get started. Henry Ford once said, "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right." And what did he mean by that? Well, when it comes to doing anything in life, it all starts up here. If you believe that you can do something, you can. And if you believe that you can't, you probably won't. And so that's the first step. Committing to yourself and believing in yourself to make a change. The problem with society and people that do work a typical 9 to 5 that are unhappy is that most of them will just complain about it and still show up to work every day. Just look around amongst your friends and family. People generally get complacent and won't lift a finger to do anything about their situation until the situation becomes too uncomfortable to bear. You need to ask yourself, how unbearable does your current situation need to get before you'll take action? Because if you're not motivated enough or it's not uncomfortable enough, then you're probably not going to see this through and you're just going to end up showing up to work every day until you retire, just like everyone else. So step 1 is, how bad do you want it to make a commitment to yourself to put in the time to see this through until the end? Step 2, choosing a business. Everyone is different. We each have our own personalities, interests, and passions. And I know I teach Amazon FBA on my channel, but Amazon may not be for you. I chose Amazon FBA because it fits my personality type and lifestyle goals. I ran my own internet-based business for the past 19 years and specifically look for income streams that provide passive income, and Amazon FBA fits the bill. But you might be more of a hands-on person and enjoy working with customers one-on-one, and so Amazon may not be for you. But the key is figuring out what type of business fits you and then committing to it and making an honest effort to learn about the business model. The problem with most people is that they have shiny object syndrome. Some new video or ad pops up about some type of new business promising sunshine and rainbows, and they jump on board for a few weeks or a few months, and then guess what? When they realize it's more work than they anticipated or they actually took action and failed, they blame the business model that it doesn't work and they move on to the next shiny object. I'm willing to bet that a lot of you guys watching this right now have done exactly that. And if you have, post them in the comments below. I'd love to hear your story. The thing is, if it's too much work for you or if you've tried it once and failed, the problem isn't the business model. The problem is you. There are successful people in every industry, so if you're failing at it, then you're not doing something that the successful people are doing. And failing is part of the process. The key is to analyze and learn from it so you can apply that knowledge. If you keep jumping around from one business idea to another, looking for the easiest and quickest way to success, you're never going to succeed. All right, so step 2 is pick a business model that suits you. Step 3, setting goals and creating a plan to achieve those goals. Sometimes I believe that people think because this is such a small thing that they don't bother with this step at all, that they'll just wing it and take it day by day. The thing is, every successful business started with a plan, and you'd be naive to think that you can do the same without one. What you need to do is figure out what your end goal is, whether that's to make $3,000 or $5,000 or $10,000 a month so you can replace your current income. Then, once you have a basic understanding of how the business model works, such as Amazon FBA, you need to set realistic action-based goals for yourself. An action-based goal is, for example, telling yourself you're going to analyze 10 product ideas every day. This is something that you can actually do and achieve. Setting a result-based goal like, I will find a viable product by the end of the week, or I'll make $3,000 per month in 3 months are result-based goals and may or may not be achievable. You need to make action-based goals in order to achieve result-based goals. So break down what you need to do into micro steps or goals to create a roadmap that leads you to your end result. And make each step as detailed as possible, describing exactly what you're going to do, when, and if there's a deadline, set one. And be realistic. If you can't devote 5 hours a day to product research due to other obligations, then don't make that goal. At the same time, you need to push yourself. Setting a goal of analyzing one product a day is too simple. This way, you have a roadmap on paper in front of you on what exactly you need to do and in what order, so every day you know what needs to be done. At the same time, this leads me into step number 4, which is taking action. A lot of people end up being perpetual planners, or in the case of Amazon, perpetual product researchers. First, you're never going to be able to predict everything that's going to happen, so you can't plan for every situation. This is where you need to be resourceful so you can deal with any adversities that come your way, and there will be. There's never going to be a perfect time or a zero risk situation. So if you're waiting to take action when you have the perfect plan put together or the perfect product idea, you'll never end up moving forward. Once you understand the first few steps, take action on them. You can learn the next steps as you go. It's like not learning how to ride a bike because you don't know what to do if you get a flat tire. You just have to get on the bike and go. Of course, it's good to understand the broad strokes and have a general understanding of what's involved, but you don't need to know everything in order to get started. For example, you don't need to know how PPC works when you haven't found your first product idea yet. And like I said earlier, you will encounter adversities along the way. That's a fact. And how you deal with them will ultimately determine whether or not you will succeed. You can't rely on other people, expect other people to help you, or provide answers for you, or do anything for you. You need to be resourceful on your own. This is the single most important skill that you need to have to be successful, and I can't stress that enough. I actually have a video that goes over this here if you want to learn more about my opinion on this. Now, of course, if you're trying to replace an income and build a new business, you can't forget about finances. Ask any financially free or financially stable person, and they'll tell you that if you want to get out of debt or build financial wealth, the absolute first thing you need to know is your finances. I'm willing to bet that a lot of you watching this live paycheck to paycheck and most likely have no idea where your money goes at the end of each month, or that you have a budget plan in place on how much you're spending on your expenses or setting aside for investments or savings. You need to figure out exactly where your money is going so that you can cut back on wasteful expenses like entertainment and toys, or if you're overspending such as on food, so that you can pay down any high interest debts that you have and save up money as a safety net or investment capital for your new business. It's incredible, but most Americans don't have $1,000 in their savings account in case of an emergency. Now, to track my own expenses, I use a service from Mint.com. It's 100% free and I'm not affiliated with them in any way. But if you're serious about this, Mint helps you track all of your expenses and you can create budgets so you can start moving towards financial stability so you can quit your day job. You need to know exactly how much money you need every month to pay all of your bills so that you can build up a safety net of say 3, 6, or 12 months of money saved up depending on your situation and risk tolerance. Because without a safety net as a backup, you can't risk leaving your day job. Which leads us to the last and final step. Step 5, knowing when to quit. Well, first, I can tell you what not to do. I highly suggest not quitting your job the moment you start seeing some money from your side business. It's important to have multiple sources of income so that you don't have all of your eggs in one basket. A new business can have one good month and tank the following month or several months in a row. The risk is just too high. That's why you need to build up a safety net in your savings account so that when you do quit your job, you have a backup plan in place. But before quitting, you need to calculate the risks based on your own situation, how well the business has been growing over the past few months, and of course, your own risk tolerance. But also ask yourself this. Maybe you don't really want to quit your day job. Maybe you do love the work you do, but because you rely on that job to live, it sucked all of the fun out of it. Perhaps if that financial burden wasn't there, maybe you'd love to go to work, not because you have to, but because you want to. Something for you to think about. All right, if that's you, let me know in the comments, and if you could go to your current work not having to worry about a paycheck, would you love doing what you do? All right, thanks for watching. If you found value in this video, you know what to do. Hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And make sure you click that bell icon to turn on notifications so you never miss a video. There's also a link in the description to our community forums, which you should totally join. And if you're looking for more tips and strategy videos, click or tap over here. And as always, thanks for watching.